quick. What do you think the biggest thing you guys took away from that? I mean, it was a game where you guys got punched in the mouth kind of in the early, but you guys responded.
Yeah. The biggest thing is, like you said, we responded. We saw that the first quarter, Dallas came out hot. And our bench did a great job with, picking us up in the first half. It was just one of those things where you saw our growth and you saw, a team that was, going to stay together and fight together.
You mentioned the bench, and that's the next thing I was going to ask. Was, what does that do for team confidence when the first unit is struggling and the next group can come in and pick things up like that?
The biggest thing about the bench mob, we pride ourselves in not having any letdown. Regardless to if the first group is doing well, if they're doing bad, just coming in with a lot of energy, a lot of confidence, and just being ready, to defend and just, keep the game going.
You got KB for last game. Now Elizabeth is here. What has that been like in the last couple of days, trying to integrate them as fast as possible?
It's been pretty good. They're professionals. They pick up everything easy. We worked on our offense a little bit, and they, caught on with no problem. I mean, KB came in last game and made an automatic impact. So, she's fitting in very well already. And I'm very confident, Elizabeth is going to fit in with no problem.
Yeah. Does that, even though you guys got off to the hot start 3-0 and you guys have been playing well already,
yeah.
But does that get you more hyped to kind of interject a couple more people that you were planning on to have here?
Most definitely. We saw a lot of great things, and we know that KB and Elizabeth are going to add, some great pieces both offensively and defensively. I know Coach T's theme is, to be great on defense this year, and they're really going to do that to help us.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions on Zoom? I think that's it then. Quick day. Bye.
How's obviously she's been playing, so it's not like you need to warm her up.
Yeah.
How do you integrate her as quick as possible?
Well, the fact that Maya's, a maybe for tomorrow, might speed up the process regardless. She's watched almost every game of ours, and she's been studying, she's had a video playbook from us to look at for weeks. And as we've added stuff, she's been able to stay updated, and, she's smart. So she's picking things up pretty quickly. She knows most of our terminology. It's just, there's things like out of bounds plays and stuff. She just hasn't had a chance to go through. We did a little bit today, and we'll do more tomorrow at shoot around. So, but she's a quick study too.
Well, speaking of how is she going, and do we have an official?
We don't have an official one way or the other. It'll be a game time decision or daytime decision on how much more it loosens up. She was better today than yesterday. Was able to do some basketball stuff. She didn't do any of the groups today. She just did individual shooting and stretching, and but when she got warmed up, she was better. So we'll see.
Is it officially thigh contusion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or quad. I think it's quad contusion.
Gotcha. So I know Maisha's status plays a role in this, but Elizabeth was suspected to have a pretty big role. Do you throw her in the fire?
Oh, sure. No question. Yep. Just like we threw Kennedy in the fire the other night. They're all playing. It's why I told our team, in training camp, and I reiterated it to them the other day. At some point during your season, you need everybody. It's the reason that you try to build as deep a roster as you can, so that you can survive the various things we've gone through. And so far, we've done a pretty good job of surviving.
I know we've talked about this in the past, but what exactly is it about Elizabeth that made you seek her out during the offseason?
I think the fact that we were trying to improve our defense, improve our screening, improve our rebounding. She fits the bill on all of those. She finishes at a high percentage around the basket. It sounds like a really simple thing about she makes layups, but you know what? That's a stat that still counts. And so, the fact that she knows how to play, that she knows how to play in different kinds of systems. She's played in 3 or 4 in her career between overseas and here, that, she can adapt. And I think on top of that, I think she's going to be a great mentor for somebody like Shakira, knowing the league and all the little, kind of tricks of the trade that you can do to play between, the veterans that we have and Latoya and her. And I just think it helps Shakira a lot to have another, player like that to learn from.
I know always goals be here at the end of the season. The goal is to be in a place at the end of the season, not necessarily where you are right now.
Yep.
But you guys survived, not just survived, you guys thrived during this early start when folks weren't here.
Yep.
And now folks are here. Do you get, even as a coach, say your eyes light up a little bit or think about the situation and the fact that, you guys went 4-1 without them, and
Yeah.
now you're bringing in folks that are supposed to be pretty big contributors.
Yeah, and we're still going to be going through it for a while. We're going to have, a game again in a couple of weeks where Elena doesn't play. We may have a game somewhere in the next few weeks where we decide to hold Elise Sharp, but we know that we can plug people in. I mean, look what Kennedy Burke did the other day, first time out. And so I think that we just have so many possibilities. And I think the other thing that, that gets us excited is that you don't have to play a lot of people huge minutes now. Last year, I mean, we were exhausting our starters, and we don't have to do that now. I don't want to see anybody on our team in the top 5 or 6 in minutes played in the league if I can help it. It's still tempting with Tosh sometimes to do that, but I think that, she looks around and sees that, there's a lot of people that can help carry the load too.
And one last thing from me, when you went back and watched the film, we all knew Shakira had a great game, but was there more that stood out once you saw it?
No, I mean, I just think that, what we saw that night is, what she was. I mean, I think she's figured out that people are trying to, help on our other people, Elena and our guards, off of her, and she's instinctively gone to get great rebounding position on the opposite side of the rim. And I think that's a skill in and of itself that, a lot of players don't do. And I think between her and Elizabeth, they both do that instinctively well. And then defensively, she's just learning to, how to play with her teammates and help them. And she's got such quick feet defensively that she does regularly what we saw her do the other night. Guard hers and then guard somebody else's when it's needed, and block a shot or change a shot, start the break with a rebound. I think that's we're seeing her force her into her way into more minutes the way she's playing.
That's all for me. Thank you.
Yep.
Nathan?
Good afternoon, Coach T. Just a couple questions for you, sir. Will
Yep.
Alicia and Natasha be on the minutes restriction tomorrow?
We haven't had that discussion yet. We'll have that probably tomorrow morning. I don't know. I'm going to try to restrict them in the sense that not play them huge minutes, but I don't know that medically where we are with that yet. I just don't know.
Yes, sir. And then my second question is, now that Elizabeth's back, how hard is it going to be to make sure everyone gets valuable minutes?
That's going to be one of the harder parts of our job. It truly is going to be. I mean, we've talked about it as a staff. Kennedy showed up. How many minutes are we going to play her? How do Elizabeth and Shakira and Maisha and Elena and Tianna split up minutes? I don't know. I do know that everybody's going to kind of have their turn, and there's going to be some nights where somebody's going to have to sit and just accept it that their turn will come in a game or two. It's just going to be a fact of life with this team. But if you're about winning and not about individual stats, then that's what should take over.
Got it. Appreciate you, Coach.
Yep.
I think that's it, Coach. Thank you.
I
lied. Gabe, sorry, I didn't see you.
Sorry, Kara, that was my fault. Hey, Coach. So how does Elena's defensive role change now with Elizabeth? I know she's played a lot with Shakira, but I think she was kind of more in a rim protection role for part of the season. Do you see her role changing much with Elizabeth now?
I mean, I don't think our roles change. I mean, they play, different positions. So Elena will guard more post players as a general rule to play out on the perimeter. But there are teams like we played the other night where all of their post players play closer to the rim. And so, it just depends on what your matchup is that night. I don't think any roles are particularly changing right now. That it?
That's it for me.
Okay,
Sorry, Coach, that's it.
thank you. Yep.
I know eventually, I know Elizabeth is brought in to be a starter.
No,
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Whenever you're ready.
Beanie, how are you?
Okay. I'm good.
Let's start with your schedule. What is the last, first off, congratulations
Thank
on your
you.
title over there. Take me through the last couple of days of from when you played the championship game to getting here today.
Yeah, so our championship was Sunday night in Turkey, or afternoon. I think the game was 3 or 4. My flight was the next morning at 8, so I was at the airport by like 6 something. I flew to DC, so I got some time back, landed at like 12:30 on Monday. And then Tuesday knocked out all my physicals, blood work, and then flew yesterday morning here, met the team, and then practice today. So
Have you slept in all of this time?
I've actually managed to sleep decently. I've taken a lot of naps, so that's helped me, but I usually crash at about 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how's that time
Yeah.
change coming around?
Yeah, but I slept pretty well last night, so I think I'm more normal than I thought.
Is this quick transition a big deal, or is it kind of like your event? Is this like just how it goes?
I mean, I think this is one of my quickest transitions from overseas. I usually have a couple more days. But I played overseas with Kayla, and everyone knows she played Tuesday.
Yeah, she did.
And something that she said, I also texted her, but she just said, like, we're just grateful to play the game, and just have the opportunity to play. So I think I'm coming in with that same mentality, it's, even if I'm tired or whatever it may be, I'm just happy to be here and happy to be with this team and to kind of embrace this new opportunity.
How much have you been able to kind of keep up with everything that they've been doing in the last several weeks to a month?
I mean, I catch games. Obviously, I can replay all of them on League Pass or watch some clips on Huddles. So I try to watch as many as I can, even if I can't watch live because of the time difference. I still try to catch them and, just check in with people. I checked in with AC, obviously, when she had her first game back, which was awesome. So it was like a combination of taking care of business over there, but still being as involved as I can be with this team.
How do you visualize your role with this team kind of moving forward?
I mean, I really want to be a presence whenever I'm in the game. It doesn't matter if I'm starting, not starting, just whenever I'm in, whenever I have my minutes, just for them to be impactful. I think people know me more for my defense, but I still want to be able to be a presence offensively as well and be a threat. And this team already has great chemistry, obviously. Their championship team are here. And so I want to join this culture and just build on that.
You mentioned that defense. You've obviously, like you said, people know you for that. And this team has been, really on point with that. And now they're adding Alicia. Now they add you. Do you kind of get a little hype about what the possibilities of this team could do defensively?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think defense is, like, for me, it's fun. It can be intimidating. It's fun, frustrating the other team, and making an impact that way. And I think it's really true that defense wins championship games. And, I want us to be the best defensive team in the league, and our defense can easily turn into offense. So that's really how I see it.
The fact that you were just playing last week, does that make the transition a little bit easier? It's not like you have to get into basketball shape. You just kind of have to, like you said, kind of find your, role vibe within the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in great shape right now. Even
the way we played the last couple weeks overseas was really high pace with just like relentless defense.
Mhm.
So I feel like physically I'm in a good spot.
They're in off season. Why did you want to sign with us?
I mean, obviously the championship culture, the opportunity to compete for a championship, the culture all around, the organization, Coach Thibault, the players, it's just everything. Just a combination of amazing things. And I think it was a great opportunity for me to join.
They're 4-1 in your absence. Do you look at this team and visualize, hey, this is a contender?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's part of why I signed here, and I just want to add to it and just to build off of their great start already.
I think that's all I had. Did you say there was more? Okay, good. Oh, sorry.
Nathan?
Hey, good afternoon, Elizabeth. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you. Congratulations on winning the Turkish Cup. Couple questions for you. So tomorrow you play Atlanta. Just talk about how do you feel now playing against your team that you're with for a few years?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was kind of ironic. My first game back was against Atlanta and in Atlanta at that. So I'm excited. I'm just excited to play with this team, honestly. I've spent a lot of my career in Atlanta, so it's a special place for me. But at the end of the day, I'm here to win the game and help my team win the game.
I wanted to follow up on that. You and Tianna were on the team last year together. Have you guys talked about a little mini revenge game?
We haven't talked about it overtly. I think it's both kind of in our heads, just because we were there before. I think that's anyone when they change teams, So yeah.
Just one last one for me. How, as a leader, veteran, you drafted Shakira Austin. What are some things that you can help her to develop her game as a rookie and her to be a great player in this league for the next few years?
She started off really well. I think she's come in with a lot of confidence and she's doing what she does best, which is, I think, the most important thing as a rookie is kind of reminding yourself what you're good at doing it. But I think, just staying aggressive is going to be important for her, using her voice, especially on defense in the back line. And yeah, just embracing her role and being confident in it.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Welcome home.
Thank you.
We'll take only one question from Wayne. We're holding the bus right now, so just one question, Wayne, and that's the last question.
Hey, Elizabeth. Just first off, congratulations on your championship. My first question and only question to you is, what were your first impressions on Roy Machida? She's an elite passer. Probably got to practice with her. Just wanted to get your impressions.
Yeah, she's great. I even remember watching her in the qualifiers a couple of months ago. But yeah, she's awesome. High IQ, makes really good decisions. I think she's great for this team. Just her experience and the role that she plays as a point guard. So I'm really excited to play with her.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks.